What's going on, everybody out there? Yeah, it's time for update time. It's your boy Mood616 here. And yes, I'm coming back with another DVD, Blu-ray / 4K update for y'all. This is going to be from basically the last 3 months. I think my last update was the end of June, so this is July, August, and September. And it's not going to be a massive update. It's not going to be like a 2-hour extravaganza like my updates always are. I haven't been buying that much because I've been just kind of saving up for Wasteland, which when you're seeing this, it'll be just a few days later. So if you're going to be there, come by and say hi. All the homies are going to be there. So, yeah, so I mean, the majority of the stuff really is like Vinegar Syndrome package stuff. And there's a few odds and ends in here that I picked up and stuff, but it's not crazy, but it's still relatively big. But yeah, without further ado, end of September, I'll probably upload this in a couple days. It's the 27th now, so you might see this on, it's a Friday, so you might see this probably Sunday when we're recording new episode of 22 Shots. So, or it might be the day before. I don't know, whenever you're watching this. Start with the one and only DVD. Now, I saw that JP uploaded a video, new update, and he has this massive update he hasn't done in like a year, and he had one fucking DVD because he's too cool for DVD. But then I was like, haha, you're such a dork, you're such a loser. And I look at my update. Yeah, I got one DVD, but mine's much smaller than his. But anyway, so I do have one DVD to show off here. I did find out from the homeboy Tom Horsball that there actually is, I think, a Spanish Blu-ray import of this, which I'll either get that or I'll wait for the region 1. I am region free, so I can go with that, but I feel like this movie might not get one. I have no idea. Anyways, from 2024, it's a film called The Coffee Table. Now, I'd heard really good things about this film, and everyone, like, not everybody, but the people that were recommending this film, I really trust their opinions, and it just seemed like something I really wanted to see, so I picked it up. I generally don't blind buy brand new movies because I just dislike the majority of new films that come out. But I took a chance with this one, and god damn, holy fuck, man. This is one of those movies that it's so hard to review and talk about because you don't want to give anything away. I think the least you know about going into this one, the better it's going to be. And that's how I went in. They basically said the same thing. You know, here's a movie that you need to see. Holy shit, man. I don't even want to give the fucking premise of this because it might give shit away. It is absolutely batshit insane, and it is insanely depressing and fucked up, and like, damn, dude, I haven't watched a movie like this in a while that like I wouldn't say fully upset me, but I was like, fuck. Like, and it has comedic elements to it, so it's like really, really dark comedy, but it's still super effective in what it's trying to do. The Coffee Table, it's a Spanish film, so it is subtitled. Great. I love this movie. It was fantastic, man. Really, really good stuff. Check it out. The one and only DVD that I bought. And I mean, I would have got the Blu-ray if there was a Blu-ray of that, but I still might grab that import. Anyways, moving on to Blu-rays, we'll start off with the just standard stuff. You guys, if you're new to the channel, I do my updates on how I organize my collection, so standard stuff into the boutique label stuff and blah blah blah. So another one from 2024 actually, and again, I'd heard really good things about this one, so I wanted to check it out, and it's called Monolith. So again, it was a blind buy, but I'd heard from a couple people that it was really good and it was up my alley and stuff, and I really enjoyed this. I thought it was really good, and I haven't heard anyone talk about this one this year, so it might be kind of like a hidden gem from this year. I have no idea. It's just, you know, the crowd that I roll in, I don't think anyone's seen it, but I thought it was pretty cool, man. It takes this like whole journalist approach to this story, deals with like conspiracies and stuff like that. It doesn't like overdo it with the conspiracy angle and stuff. It keeps it still kind of believable to a point. And it's interesting too because it's very relatable to me too, not with the conspiracies of the journalism stuff, but she does it like on a podcast. Her podcast deals with the conspiracy theories and stuff like that. So it's very unique and kind of like hits home with me. But I thought this was actually pretty cool, man. Really good stuff. Monolith. Just a couple, I guess, upgrades, really, from 1992. So the new random top 10 year that we got was 1992. Not necessarily horror films, but horror adjacent, but just films I wanted to upgrade because it's from that year and stuff. But The Hand That Rocks the Cradle, a film that I saw when it first came out, and I have a DVD of it also, but I just really wanted to, you know, upgrade. It was super cheap. It was like $7 on Blu-ray, so I was like, shit, I gotta grab that. 20th anniversary Blu-ray. So that would make it, what, 2012? This is an old Blu-ray. But yeah, Rebecca de Mornay. Yeah, good. So we all know Hand That Rocks the Cradle. I need to really get in that, but yeah, just an upgrade for myself. And one that's very, very nostalgic, and I think I still have my DVD of this. I'm not 100% sure. I did a quick look. I couldn't find it, so maybe it went missing over the years. I have no idea. But that's Universal Soldier. Obviously not a horror film, but 1992. But yeah, Van Damme, Dolph Lundgren. Great stuff, man. I have such nostalgia for this movie because I remember seeing this in the theater when I was 12, and that whole night was just a fucking complete... It was a complete insane night. Like, from before we went in the theater, it got batshit crazy. The movie was awesome, and then after it just went crazy. Yeah, I was 12 years old, but the whole night was just fucking bananas. I can't get into it because it's such a crazy story. But yeah, this movie always sticks out as being part of like one of the most crazy nights as like a kid. But great movie though. Really good memories. I like it. I've never seen the sequels. I've never even seen the ones that they came back for and stuff. So getting into, I guess, the boutique label side, if you want to call us. But I finally grabbed a copy of this. My case is completely smashed because that's awesome how it came in like that. And that's VHS 94, which I really enjoyed. I still need to grab the other two VHSs. I just been... All the Shutter shit up here is so damn expensive. You gotta almost grab it used because it's just expensive up here in Canada. But yeah, I thought this was really good. I thought it was really cool. It's got some pretty insane stories in this one, but we all know, don't need to get into that. Finally, a really good, legit release from Sept Films of Crocodile. And I believe this is it's from Indonesia, right? I want to say. I have an old DVD of this, and it just looks like fucking trash. Like trash bags. And is this one of those movies that had multiple releases over the years? I think it's Indonesian or Filipino. I can't fucking remember. I think it's Indonesian. But anyways, it had like multiple different cuts over the years, so you never really knew what you're getting with your DVDs. I can't even remember which cut I have on the DVD, but it looked like shit. So, but anyways, Crocodile from Synapse. Looking forward to checking this out. It's from 1970. It says 79 on here. Could be 78. I'm not sure. It does say 78 in the description, 79 on here, so I think it is 78 actually. But yeah, Crocodile. I remember thinking it was just batshit, man, just crazy. Finally, a really, really good release from the fine boys over at Unearthed Films, and that's of Confessions of a Serial Killer from 1985. It says 87 on here. Is it 87? Did it come out in 87? I don't know. I think that might be like the year that it's credited with, but maybe it is 85, 86. I don't know. I feel like this was before Henry and it came out in 86, but I don't know. I could be wrong. Capitalizing on the artwork here from the Hannibal Lecter stuff, that's pretty interesting. But yeah, this is pretty good stuff, man. I think it's an interesting take on the Henry Lee Lucas story. I haven't seen this one in a while. In fact, I can't wait to rewatch this because I've never seen this with a good transfer. So thank you, Unearthed Films, for that. And thank you for the uncut version of The Guyver. Oh my God, I fucking love this movie. I'd never seen this movie fully uncut, I swear. Because I was watching this movie and knowing that I'd been watching cut versions forever, because even the Arrow Blu-ray was actually cut. It wasn't the fully unedited version. This shit is so damn fun, man. The kills, the story, the music, everything in this movie is so fucking fun. Wow, this game is just getting out of control. I'm sorry, I'm watching. Got baseball in the background. But yeah, really, really good film, man. If you've never seen The Guyver before, you gotta check this out, man. Everything about this movie is just batshit awesome. So Another great one from Unearthed Classics, and that was number, what was the number 13 and 14, or it says 14 and 16, so I don't know what number 15 is. Maybe they just haven't released it yet, but yeah, anyways, Charge to the Guyver, man. Home run from Clement, nice. All right, from Scream Factory is Rent-A-Pal. Now, I picked this up because I heard it was going out of print, and it was a film I actually wanted to grab. And I was been searching for this, so I've had it on a list to grab for years. Ever since it came out a couple years back, 2020, 21. Really liked it. I love the premise of this film where, you know, you basically... It's starring Will Wheaton, actually, is in this film. And it's got this really cool premise of... basically, you, like, rent a friend. You, like, watch this friend on the TV, and it starts becoming... reality, or it's not reality and stuff. It kind of blurs the lines, and pretty interesting stuff. I thought this was really well done. Really good psychological horror thriller. But yeah, anyways, it was going out of print, and so I was like, fuck, I got to get up on that, and I found a copy for a really good price. So yeah, big ups to Scream Factory, IFC line. Rent-A-Pal, really like that one. Let me know your guys' thoughts on Rent-A-Pal if you've seen it, man, because I thought that was a really cool film. Switching over to Shout Factory here with not a horror film, but that is the Delta Force, the 4K. Man, the price on this was so cheap. I was like I wasn't going to upgrade my Blu-ray of this, and I saw the price on this. I'm like, that can't be right, because we know Shout Factory prices are always insane. Like they charge way too much for their Shout Select line, and I was like, god damn. I'll take that. It was like 20 bucks for the 4K. I was like, okay, fuck. But yeah, Chuck Norris, you know, plus I gotta have everything on Blu-ray 4K for Chuck Norris because he's one of my all-time favorites. And I love me some Lee Marvin too, man. Lee Marvin's fucking excellent. If you're a fan of Lee Marvin, you know what I'm talking about. But, Delta Force, great film. I'd never grabbed the Arrow one, and I think I just had like a standard Blu-ray of Delta Force, which I was fine with, but I was like, yeah, for 20 bucks, fuck, whatever, man, I'll grab that shit. But yeah, pretty much have everything on 4K or Blu-ray of Chuck Norris. That was pretty fucking insane. This is one that I was on the fence about upgrading because I truly actually forgot how much I love this movie. But the price, again, was crazy cheap on this. This was not even on a sale. This was an Amazon price. It was under 20 for this. And I was like, I don't know why this is so cheap right now. Because they just come out. And, you know, it's from one of the most insane years, 1985. And cinema in general is just crazy. And horror film, all genre films. There's so many crazy kid movies that came out there. I think the Peanut Butter Solution came out that, like, it's fucking in 85 is such a crazy year, but comedies too. And Fletch, I forgot how much I love this movie. I was like, you know what, fuck it, I'm gonna grab it because I love Chevy Chase. I know Chevy Chase, he's that guy you love to hate, but this movie is so damn clever and funny at the same time. Like, this is honestly one of Chevy Chase's, might even be the best movie he ever did. It's at least my favorite. I hate the term best. You know how much I hate that term best. But I truly believe, like, this is one of his best performances. And, like, just the script and everything is so good in this, man. Awesome. If you've never seen Fletch, man, fucking white soul. But, yeah, awesome film. From 88 Films, we've got The Inspector Wears Skirts. Had to grab this. I know there's the other three, and there's also box set, but I was just going to grab these individual. I grabbed this one because Cynthia Rothrock does make a small appearance in the film. I still have yet to see it, but I heard it's pretty cool, so I'm going to give these a shot from 88 Films. But yeah, I was in no hurry to grab. You know, I think I may sell in the box set anyways. Fucking my case on that one's broken too. Isn't that crazy? These are all brand new, broken. But yeah, Inspector Wears Skirts. Heard good things about that one. I grabbed the Second Sight release of Frontiers. I've heard multiple reactions to the transfer on this. Some people said it's pretty good. Some people said it's complete crap. It's just like an upkeep or whatever. I'm gonna have to check it out for myself. I just need to get around to checking the movie out again. I've always loved Frontiers. I mean, the DVD didn't look great. I always thought maybe it was just the film technique, just what they shot it on and stuff like that, but a lot of people say that this transfer was just cut an upkeep. But let me know down below your thoughts on it. But I mean, it can't look any worse than the DVDs. So, but yeah, Frontiers, French extreme film. from, what year did this come out? 2008 or 9 or something like that. I want to say 2007. Yeah, it was close enough. So, had to grab this, man, because I really enjoyed Volume 1. I thought it was great. And that's Ghost Stories for Christmas, Volume 2. I did actually watch one of the segments on here, the Ash Tree, because it was from 1975. It's like 30 minutes. These were basically short stories, films that were done for the BBC back in the, between like the 70s and early 80s, I think, or something like that. Or maybe they resurrected in like the 2000s too. But they would play on Christmas Eve. The funny thing is, like, none of them are really Christmas related. It's just kind of weird. They were just ghost stories for Christmas. I don't know. So they had an agenda, but they didn't, like, they weren't Christmas related really, but still horror related, which is cool. But yeah, Ghost Stories for Christmas, Volume 2. Good stuff. Yeah, what is there? Five? Sure. And then there's a few bonus stories on here also, which from the resurrected ones from like the 2000s, which is pretty cool. Another one from 75 here is the Arrow release of Day of the Locust. I'm sorry about the light. It's just really, yeah, it's dark down here, and I need to have this light on me, so it might be a little hyper exposed. But yeah, Day of the Locust, man, with Donald Sutherland, rest in peace. Karen Black, rest in peace. Burgess Meredith, rest in peace. Fuck, everyone's dead in this movie. Man, this is a crazy fucking movie, man. Really, really crazy movie. Look at that artwork right there. Day of the Locust. Basically follows Karen Black. She's it's like takes place in the 30s. She's a struggling actress and stuff, and then in steps Donald Sutherland, and they had, you know, short and long, and they get into a relationship and stuff like that, and it goes batshit from there, man. It's fucking awesome, man. It's 2.5 hours long, but it doesn't feel like that at all. It's a really crazy, and honestly, where this movie goes is so shocking. You're just like, holy fuck, but the buildup is there. The buildup is there for it, and it's pretty crazy. I wouldn't necessarily say this is a full-blown horror film, but it has adjacent horror elements to it. But it is pretty crazy. Karen Black is fantastic in this movie. Donald Sutherland's fantastic in the movie too. Yeah, it's really good. It's really good stuff. Highly recommend that. Another one from 75 is Picnic at Hanging Rock, and it took me forever to finally pick this movie up because Criterions are so damn expensive around here. I know this came out on 4K and this is just the standard release. I know the big version comes with the book and all that type of stuff. I had missed out on that because, like I said, Criterions in Canada, it's not really worth our time to do the Criterion sales because they just work out to full price with, you know, shipping and conversion and stuff. So if you can get a good price on a regular Amazon deal or whatever on a Criterion, you take it. I did get this one for under 30, so I was pretty happy with that. And again, it's probably because the 4K just came out and the Blu-rays dropped in price, but I'm totally fine with that. I mean, if I can find the 4K later on down the road for a good price, I probably will pick it up because this is a fantastic fucking movie, man. Wow. Like, I mean, this was one of those blind spots for me. I feel like it was a blind spot. But at the same time, I feel like a lot of people have seen this, but a lot of people also haven't. Australian film that is just, it's just so rich in folk horror elements. It's awesome, man. I love this movie. This is one of those things I could see myself rewatching over and over again. I love folk horror so much, and this one just, it thrives in that, and it's such a unique film. It's very, very interesting. Picnic at Hanging Rock, amazing stuff. Loved it. Now on the flip side of that, from 75, I took a chance on this one. Black Moon, 1975 Criterion release. This is a movie that has a really fucking cool premise that I feel fails in all aspects of just delivering it. It really does. Like even Tyler, you know, from the podcast, like he's a pretentious asshole, and this is like right up his ass, right up his alley. It's right up his ass. It's right up his alley because it's super pretentious, and but he even said it's even too pretentious for him. And I actually laughed when he said that. I was like, that's pretty amazing, buddy. But it really is, man. It has this premise of like, you know, these women are just, yeah, like these women are fighting this war against the males and stuff like that. Sorry, I was just reading something on the back. And it's like the whole world's gone crazy kind of thing. It's like men versus females and shit like that. But it dives into this whole fantastical world and within her mind, and like, it has these moments where you think it's maybe not in her mind, but then it gets so fantastical and so fantasized that you're like, okay, well, it's got to be like, There's moments where she's like breastfeeding this old woman and vice versa. And like, it's really fucking bizarre shit. And I feel like there's so many scenes in the film that you can't decipher those scenes, because I feel like the director made this movie with an agenda, but he made it for himself. You know what I mean? Like, you can't figure anything out that's going in this movie, but the director can. I mean, I think there's got to be a fucking... No, there actually isn't a commentary on that. It's crazy. I'd really like to know what the hell the director was going for with this, because I feel like he was doing so much stuff that, like, he knew the explanations for, but, like, no one else can. It's really bizarre. Like, there's so many scenes in this film where you just find yourself scratching your head going, okay, maybe something will come out of this. And then it's like, what the fuck? Like, it's like a sequence of events. It's like watching David Lynch's Eraserhead, where there might be something to this. You can't figure it out. It's crazy, but like, it's beautifully shot and there's a lot of really cool elements to it. It just literally makes no sense. Like, there's no substance. And generally I wouldn't even say it, because I'm a visual person. I'm fine with shit not even making sense, but this one I just felt like it needed to. And Tyler was actually in the same boat as me too, which is really interesting, but it's just a miss. It's just a miss for myself, man. It's just kind of a shame that that it didn't just do more with the idea. Like, the idea was so cool in this, but I don't know. Yeah, not very often. It might even be the one and only Criterion I own that I don't really care for, which is crazy, because they generally release pretty damn good films. So, but yeah, Black Moon. All right, so let's get into these Vinegar Syndrome sister label releases that I picked up in the last couple months. Starting out with a German film called Supermarket, from a label called Subculture. I think this is only their second release, which is crazy, because they've been a sister label for a while now. I would say like a year plus. They've only done like 2 releases, so they take their time with their releases. Shit, man, I can't remember the first title that they released. I really liked that one. I thought it was pretty cool. So this one is actually a 4K, called Supermarket, and the premise sounds pretty cool on this one. But yeah, I haven't watched it yet, so I really want to check this one out. It looks pretty cool. I could actually read the premise of this one, but it's a long premise, so yeah, it is what it is. We don't need to have a 3-hour update, but yeah, Supermarket, it looks pretty cool. German film. From Bleeding Skull, we got Way Bad Stone, a bloody universe of sorcery. This one, I have no idea what to expect, because from Bleeding Skull, I was just thinking, you know, this has got to be some type of horror film, but like, it says shot for $2,000 on video, which does not surprise that it's Bleeding Skull. But I feel like this is like a fantasy film. It's crazy. Way Bad Stone is the unofficial Dungeons and Dragons adaptation that you've been waiting for. The story follows Aldevar, a wizard seeking revenge against a gang of barbarians and one demon who stole a magic stone. Okay, you know, I can fuck with this, man. It says 91. It could be 90, could be 92. I have no idea, but I don't think it's 92 actually. But I fucks with that shit, man. Some fantasy Dungeons and Dragons with some demons and shit like that. So it could be horror adjacent, you know, fantasy horror. I have no idea. Let me know down below if you watched it, but I know this one sold out super quick. So obviously people knew about this or were waiting for this title. I'm fine with not having the Blu-ray. I'm not one, or without the slipcover. I'm not one of those people. It's like, holy fuck, I missed out, and I can't even. I know people. I saw people in comment sections talking about how they didn't even buy certain things because the slipcover version sold out. I'm like, is it not about the fucking movie anymore? It's just about packaging with people. It's blowing my mind how fucked up this new age of collectors is, man. Like, they can't buy a product that doesn't have a fucking slipcover. It's crazy to me. It's absolutely fucking crazy. So, or they won't even buy the Blu-rays anymore. They'll only buy 4Ks. What the fuck? Anyways, I digress. I bring that up because I was just reading comments on some dude's videos. Well, I'm not going to mention the channel or whatever. And I was like, holy fuck. Like, this level of, anyways, Way Bad Stone, cool. Out the slipcover, and I'm totally cool with that, guys. Oh, here's one with the slipcover, so, you know. But yeah, from Umbrella, and it's Sky Pirates. Now, I know this was released by, I think Kino released this years ago. It went out of print or whatever. I don't know why I never picked it up. I think it was Kino. And because I love this movie. This movie is fun as hell. It's an Australian film. that I haven't seen in a while, but in the wake of the success of Raiders of the Lost Ark, Maverick, Exploitation, John D. Lamed, Felicity, yeah, and Colin Eggleston, Long Weekend, which I fucking love that movie. It's funny how Long Weekend always gets brought up, I swear, in conversation all the time. It's weird because I just love the one. Join forces on this breezy, tongue-in-cheek, thrill-a-minute, big-picture epic inspired by their love of Republican Pictures cliffhanger serials. Yeah, this is a fun fucking movie, man. If you've never seen Sky Pirates, but good Aussie flick, Exploitation right there. Good release from Umbrella. Yeah, so this one is released from who? This is, oh yeah, Film Movement Classics. I didn't really collect these, but this one actually sounded pretty damn cool, and that's Fassbinder's Kamikaze 89. Now, I've heard people talking about this one. I'm like, man, I gotta check this out. It sounds pretty fucking cool. Starring in his last acting role, legendary director Werner Fassbender plays Jansen, so he actually stars in this. A police lieutenant investigating a mysterious bomb threat in totalitarian controlled cyberpunk-inspired dystopian future. Holy shit, that was a fucking mouthful. Now, we're not pre-reading things, man. That's how it comes out. Totalitarian controlled cyberpunk-inspired dystopian future. That sounds fucking awesome. I love that shit. So yeah, so people were recommending, like, you got to check this out. So yeah, it's definitely up my alley. But Kamikaze 89. What year did it come out? Probably not 89. So apparently 1982. That makes sense. So from AGFA, this is the 15B release. So this is basically the slipcover release. I completely had forgot that I actually had this. So I got 2 copies. So I have the first release of this. So whenever the AGFA releases come up, I just grab them, right? Because I love the label. I collect everything. I just completely, I'm a fucking idiot. But that's Mary Jane's Not a Virgin Anymore. And the films of Sarah Jacobson. So basically slipcover, different artwork and stuff like that. So I've shown this up before. She is a pretty interesting filmmaker. This is an upgrade because I have the DVD, but I'm wondering if the DVD actually came with these other films. I can't even remember. I honestly can't remember. And that's Super Soul Brother, the guy from Harlem, and Road to Death, triple feature here. So that's pretty fucking cool. I can't remember if the DVD had the other features on it or not. I want to say they did because I'd only watched the first film. If so, I don't know. I'd have to check my DVD, man. It's crazy. But yeah, Super Soul Brother from 78, Harlem, or guy from Harlem 77, Road to Death 73, Blaxploitation films, so good stuff. And then we got this weird ass one here, Amanda and the Alien. Now, I saw this title, I was like, what in the fuck is this? When did this shit come out? 90, so this is mid-90s. Mid-90s for this shit, man. Amanda and the Alien, which, you know, I'm sure there's... You know, I'm actually quite curious on this right now. I want to see... Sorry, some of these aren't open because I haven't watched them yet. But I want to see the alternate artwork on this just because it is from the 90s. And it's got to have something in there, right? Because it's AGFA. They usually do some shit right there. Oh, yeah. So, I mean... That's... I mean, even the alternate artwork, or maybe newly commissioned artwork, is very similar to it. But I gotta flip it because... But yeah, that definitely screams 90s right there, doesn't it? Yeah, totally. So if I just saw that, I would have known right away. But Alien, or Amanda and the Alien. If Clueless was zapped into a movie where Gen X icon Nicole Eggert, wow, from Baywatch, of course, falls in love with a body-snatching extraterrestrial, it still wouldn't be enough to describe the mind-morphing charm of Amanda and the Alien. God, I can't talk today. Wow, that sounds like crazy cheese fun right there. That's amazing. So that's pretty cool. All right, so moving labels here into V8 Shitfest, and we've finally got the release we've been waiting for of Asylum of Terror. I've never seen this movie. I've been wanting to see this for a long time. I know this movie takes place on Halloween. I wonder if it even says that it does. Yeah, V8 Shitfest is happy to bring one of the best Halloween set slashes to Blu-ray for the first time. Yeah, so it used to be a prison for the criminally insane. Now it's a haunted house, and one of its former residents wants to come home. It wants to come home. Does that not sound like Halloween. You know what the fucking crazy, like that reading that top line sounds like Halloween, but then I look at the back here and it literally has a dude wearing a Jason mask. Oh, there's one even on the cover. Oh, this is very confusing. Yeah, I've actually never seen this before, but I know a lot of people are pretty excited about this. Actually, Tony will be reviewing this one on the next Sin episode because that's his pick for the month. Death Row, The Haunted Prison. This sounds fucking awesome. I can't wait to watch this for the show, so that's pretty cool. So this one I have checked out. V8 Shitfest. And I know this was kind of a sought-out one, too. I mentioned in my review that, which you guys will be seeing in a few days after this video, because I actually did this one for 31 Days of Horror. It was already in my list and we ended up getting 92 randomly. But yeah, from 1992 is Lost Prophet. Ava Grande type, experimental type film. But yeah, full review will be up on my channel here. Part of the 31 Days of Horror, so be on the lookout for that. 31 Days of Horror is coming back. But yeah, check it out. All right, so David the Rock Nelson Collection Volume 1. This is fucking awesome, man. This is the type of shit that I live for, man. These type of releases. I can't wait to dive into this shit. It looks like that just looks incredibly horrible. Like in such a fun, good way. I know some people are like, why do you like bad movies? They're not bad to me. I say horrible in a good way. This thing is like filled with shorts. Oh man, it's just fantastic, fantastic stuff. I can't wait to check these out. Then we got that was from Saturn's Core, by the way. Saturn's Core release right there. The next one is Living a Zombie Dream. Kitty Killers, double feature. That's pretty cool. Again, from, I want to say, they think these are all from the 90s too. These are pretty much all from the 90s, shot on video, I want to say. Actually, Kitty Killers is from 2001. Crazy. Okay, that's interesting. So 96 and 2001, gotta be same director. Yeah, so that artwork right there. Our World is Drowning and Going to Hell, the underground films of Richard Baylor. This is fucking this is too good, man. This is way too good. Another one from Saturn Core here. The Holy Trinity from 92. Interesting. Okay. So there's a film from 92 on here, so that's pretty cool. I'm not sure if it's an actual horror film, but it does say underground films. Yeah. Again, shot on video films. If you're a fan of Saturn's Core, you know what you're getting yourself into, but just let people know they are shot on video. And this is one I'll be covering on the next Sin Bin episode, which is Flesh Freaks. Like, look at that ridiculous artwork right there. Now, this is like a fully loaded fucking release, too. It's just crazy. Like, there's a bonus film on here called Kill 'Em and Eat Them from 2003. It's a full-length movie. Like, there's commentaries on each of these films. There's tons of features and shit. Like, this is just crazy shit to me, man. That these type of releases, like, all these Saturn Core releases for these shot on video films have so many features. It's nuts. So if you're into shot on video, then that's probably the label you want to check out, possibly. So, yeah. I feel like this light is making me like Casper the Ghost. It's so white. I'm actually not, man. I'm actually really tanned. But anyways, let's get into the Vinegar Syndrome stuff. Here, we'll start out with their sub-label. Vinegar Syndrome has, what, 5 or 6 of them now? It's just ridiculous how many sub-labels they have. But we'll start out with the De Geyser film release, the newest one, and that is Blood Cult. This was covered by Tony on the Sin Bin podcast from the glorious year of 1985, which just keeps getting brought up today. It's just incredible. Shot on video, you know, classic. It's fun. It's not as fun as I remembered it to be honest, but it's still really good, though. I enjoy it. Blood Cult, give it a shot. Now, this release right here, I know this had a release, a DVD release years and years ago. It was like, I can't remember who was releasing those Spanish films. But this one, I never saw it, though. I never picked up those multi-packs or whatever. And that's Hell's Trap. And this was, I think, JP's pick for this month. which was Trampla Infernal. That's the alternate title for that. This is a Mexican slasher film, and it's pretty fucking cool, man. Honestly, this is pretty damn fun. Like, I had a lot of fun with this. There's some pretty good kills in here. The killer looks batshit awesome. Like, the setting, like, this was a lot better than I was anticipating it to be. I thought it was going to be pretty draggy. But, you know, the characters were decent in this film. The kills were surprisingly bloody and awesome. Like, there's one really good kill with this blonde. I thought it was really good. But the killer looks awesome, and it was fun, man. It was fun. I highly recommend this movie, man. So, Hell's Trap, give that a shot, man. Good Mexican stuff right there. The main feature on the last episode, episode 9, which was Devil's Time 5 from Vinegar Syndrome. They put out a 4K of Devil Times 5. Can you believe that shit? So it's an upgrade from my Code Red DVD back in the day. I think they even put it on Blu-ray, but I never upgraded. But buying these packages, man, you end up with shit like this in your collection. But no, this is actually a pretty good killer kid film. Basically about these kids that kind of escape. Like, they're actually on their way and they get into a car accident. They're on their way somewhere and they get into an accident in the wintertime. Adults are killed. They escape this bus. Anyways, they take refuge in this house in the woods, and there's a bunch of rich people there and stuff like that. And people start dying because these kids are fucking crazy. That is one of the funniest kills in the film right there. I even mentioned that on the podcast too. It's really funny. But the thing I like about this movie though is, like, the kids feel like kids. You know, like, they didn't like overwrite them where they're just like nonsense, like bat shit and stuff. Like, they actually feel like kids. Like this one kid right here, like he just pretending he's military. Like, the whole time he talks like that too and shit. And like, they're just kids being kids. Like, they're playing their ages and shit like that. But check out the full review on this one. I think we did a really good job on this one. It's pretty interesting. There's a lot of really interesting factoids about these two kids right here, and actually her too. And pretty cool stuff that goes along with this. But yeah, I like Devil Times 5. It's pretty interesting. Got a 4K. This was my review right here for the last episode of Simbin, which was Bloodbath at the House of Death, starring Vincent Price, filmed from the UK. You know, it's essentially, you know, it's pretty much a spoof. Like, it's first and foremost a comedy / horror film. But done really, really well and really clever. Vincent Price is batshit in this. He's fucking awesome. Like I even talk about like how some of the shit that comes out of his mouth in here, you've never heard Vincent Price say before in a film. If you're a fan of Vincent Price, which he's actually my favorite actor of all time, so I've seen like everything horror that he's done. I haven't seen some of his non-horror stuff, but I've seen everything that he's done. And this was like one of the things I had never seen by him because it really didn't have much release, and we explained that in the review why and stuff like that. But it's absolutely crazy to hear Vincent Price say the shit that he was saying. Like, it's not because, you know, of like how sensitive people are today. It's just coming out of his mouth. Like, he was very clean throughout, you know, his whole career, and so it's just funny, but it's done in such a comedic way. It's hilarious. But it's funny, like, you know, it's you know, from this era of filmmaking. This came out in '84. There was a lot of spoofs that came out. It's not necessarily straight up spoof, but it does parody, and it has, you know, call outs to other films and stuff, which is pretty cool. But it's very clever. It's fun. It's bloody. It's gory. It's ridiculous. It's funny. It's legit funny. Like, I was laughing throughout this whole movie. Like, the comedy stands up 40 years later, and it's British comedy too. And it's great. Highly recommend this movie, man. It's fucking gem, man. Total gem. This one I was super curious on, man. This is a double, I think it's a double Mexican feature. Yeah, it's from the weirdest depths of Mexico genre cinema score come two of the most infamous punk exploitation classics of the 80s. Intrepidus Punks and La Venja de los Punks. Nailed it. Not at all. So I think these are like post-apocalyptic films. I haven't even shown the fucking thing. Post-apocalyptic films. So I still haven't even opened this yet, but I'll get around to this. It's just we're going into the spooky season, so, you know, it doesn't really mean shit to me. I watch horror films all year, but, you know, can't watch everything at this time of month. But yeah, these look pretty cool. So I'm assuming they're they definitely look post-apocalyptic. So, which I love Lipstick Films. This is a release that I just couldn't believe that Vinegar Syndrome put out, man. Like, I don't know why I was so shocked when this got announced, because it was something I generally wouldn't buy if it wasn't part of the package to upgrade, because like I have multiple copies of this already for some odd reason. And that is The Howling 2 on 4K. What the fuck? How the hell does The Howling 2 get a 4K release, man? Yes, I mean, for a sequel to a film like The Howling, which I know, I mean, I personally love The Howling. A lot of people don't care for it as much as I do, but you know, this is what you call a fun sequel. It's a bad movie. Honestly, it's like a bad script and shit. And it's crazy that Christopher Lee's in this. But, you know, I mean, you live to see Sybil Danning's, you know, slow motion titty scenes and compilations and stuff, but it's a fun ass movie. I know people like, oh, if it's a bad movie, you say fun. Yeah, you do. Not always, but it honestly is one that always resonated with me. It's fun as hell to me, man. But The Howling 2, I like that artwork. The artwork's actually pretty nice. It's new commission artwork, but that's pretty cool. I'm sure it has the original artwork on the flip side. It's just not open yet. So, I mean, I have a couple different copies of this one too, but I personally love this giallo. And that's Lamberto Bava's Delirium, a photo of Agloia. On 4K. Are you serious? Yeah, so here's the slipcover, if you care. But, yeah, this is a good one, man. I just rewatched this movie actually not too long ago. I'm not even sure why I was watching it again, but I did. But yeah, it's sleazy as shit. It's got some good kills, and oh man, she's so hot, man. Love her. 1970. I can't even believe this movie got a Blu-ray release. It's great, actually, both these, because I have the double feature DVD. It's terrible. It's so awful. Like, the transfers are awful. And that's Criminally Insane and Satan's Black Wedding. Criminally Insane is so much fun. I haven't watched the Blu-ray transfer of Satan's Black Wedding yet, but Criminally Insane looks like night and day from the DVD. It was absolutely insane to see it look like that. This is actually one I missed from last month. So I had this like 4 months ago, but I actually had this sitting on my Blu-ray player or whatever. So this is like months old, but I'll just put it in this update because I didn't show it off in the last update. But yeah, Criminally Insane. It's Ethel, man. She's hungry and she's killing, man. Oh, dude, it's ridiculous. It's fun. This was a main feature review on the Sin Bin episode 8, I believe. A Chinese Torture Chamber 1 and 2. The first Chinese Torture Chamber movie is absolutely fucking crazy. It's batshit insane. It's like, it has some shit in it that you've never seen before. If you're on the fence about checking it out because it says torture chamber in it, it's not a torture film. It has kind of a different meaning to it, and same with the sequel. I guess there's minor bits of torture in there, but it's not what you think. It's not people in a basement being fucking tortured for an hour and a half. It has nothing to do with that. This shit is just batshit crazy. Check out the reviews. Oh my god. Crazy. It's insane. The second one totally switches tones a little bit. I didn't like it as much, but yeah, good stuff though, man. Really, really amazing release from Vinegar Syndrome. One of my favorites of the year. Speaking of crazy releases, another one that we covered on the show, Reptilicus. I mean, again, I would not upgrade. Like, I have the Scream Factory double feature, but it's just unnecessary to give this type of movie this type of release with a side loader, with a slip cover, and it's 4K. Like, why? It's crazy. I mean, I like Reptilicus. It's got 2 different cuts of the movie, which is pretty cool. But, like, this is crazy that Vinegar Syndrome does shit like this, man. It's fun. It's fun. It is what it is. The American cut's so funny because they have, like, they put in, like, the lizard, like, shooting shit out of his mouth. It's crazy. It's fun, though. This is a pretty cool box set from Vinegar Syndrome that just came out. 3 killer thrillers from the UK. It's called Cruel Britannia. And it's got Craze, Penny Gold, and Crucible of Terror. I think Craze is a... who directed that? Why am I forgetting his name right now? Because I'm fucking stupid. Anyways, I'll show the release here. But anyways, it's that right there. Crucible of Terror is just an upgrade for myself. Yeah, that's, I think Dark Sky Films put out the DVD. Yeah, it was Dark Sky put that one out. But so Crazy has, oh, it has Jack Palance in it. Freddie Francis. Jesus Christ, why the fuck can I remember his name? I mean, I've seen like everything from Freddie Francis. I love Freddie Francis. But yeah, so I'm looking for, I've never seen that one. That's one of the ones I haven't seen from him. And Penny Gold, I don't know much about that one. It's from 73, but Crucible of Terror is the one I know the most on here, from 1971. Good film. So, pretty cool box set. I hope they do more of these. It doesn't say volume 1, so I don't know if we'll get another one of these, but maybe it's just a one-off, but pretty cool stuff. New release from Vinegar Syndrome. This will be actually, I think it's going to be our feature review coming next month. And that's Sidney Sheldon's Bloodline. Now, I've heard really interesting things about this one because it has a crazy cast in it. Like, it's got Audrey Hepburn in it. Who else is in this fucking movie, man? There's like Roy Scheider. Like, there's just tons of people in this fucking movie. But I heard like there's so many people in this, but the story just doesn't work for it and stuff. But I guess we'll see. We'll be reviewing this one. Imoni Morricone does a score in this. It's crazy, dude. It's crazy. Yeah, so we'll have to check. I don't really know much about it, but yeah, we'll check out Bloodline. Is it Bloodline? Yeah, it's Bloodline, not Bloodlines. Interrogation. Holy fuck, this movie. What is it, Polish? Yeah, it was a Polish film. And banned in Poland for 8 or 9 years or something like that. It's like an anti-communism film. It's batshit, man. It takes place all in this jail, and it's absolutely insane. I know I've said that so many times about these movies, but this one is like, you got to see this shit, man, to believe it. Yeah, it was banned because it was anti-communism at the time, and they didn't like that shit. So, you know, it's amazing this film even got made. But yeah, heartbreaking shit right there. It's crazy. This was a film I reviewed on the podcast. They Call Me Macho Woman, which apparently was actually released by Troma back in the day, which I didn't even know. And I have like 5,000 Troma DVDs, and this is one I didn't have. It's crazy. Very, very, very fun kind of like revenge type film. It's not like our revenge, grape revenge. It's not that. It's like a different type of revenge, but because you kind of get abducted after something happens and stuff. But the performances, and it's just schlocky and fun, and our lead here, man, I don't remember what her name is, man. She only did a couple films, but she's awesome in this film. So much fun. But yeah, it's just her kicking ass against a bunch of fucking drug dealing goons, basically. My Father is a Hero, Jet Li film. I've never seen this one. I've seen a ton of Jet Li films. I've never seen this one. This is part of, this was part of the VSA line, so we're switched lines here to the regular Vinegar Syndromes. So now we're into the VSAs. My Father is a Hero. I've never seen this one. I believe this is 90s, yeah, 95. So, yeah, Jet Li. Another VSA one, and this is a Shaw Brothers film. Holy fuck, man. Called Love on Delivery. Starring Stephen Chow. So you know, like, it's gonna be funny. I think he was the dude from Kung Fu Hustle. Yeah, he was, in Shaolin Soccer and stuff. So this movie's from 1995 also. And it is absolutely hilarious. I loved this movie. This was Tony's review on the Sin Bin, and we gushed over this. This was funny as hell. So many funny moments, and the lead actress in this movie was so beautiful, but like, dude, like, it's just fun-ass aggressive comedy kung fu shit that just really worked on all levels. This was a great release from Vinegar Syndrome. Awesome Shaw Brothers stuff. And then we got An Eye for an Eye, which is, I think it's another Hong Kong film, yeah. Heavily censored in Hong Kong at the time and received a Category 3. So this is actually a Cat 3 film right here, which, you know, of course, we all know that just means for extreme films. Like, I mean, there's some Cat 3 films I feel like probably would not get that rating now, but back in the day, they just, you know, they slapped that shit on if they didn't like it. So, An Eye for an Eye, Cat 3 film. I believe it's an action film, so looking forward to checking this out. It's going to be pretty fucking awesome. I mean, I don't think I've really seen any Cat 3 films that I didn't like, so. But yeah, it's the VSAs, and we're into the Cinematograph films. We got Last Embrace here. Now, this is a line that I have not been loving. They keep coming part of the packages and shit, so got to keep picking them up. But Last Embrace, I've heard this movie's not the greatest, but I shall see. I mean, there's been a couple of these Cinematograph titles that have been pretty cool. You know, these big ass boxes, and oh my god, these releases are ridiculous. Now, this is what I'm looking forward to checking out because I've heard really good things about this one, and that's Joyride. No, this is not the one from the 2000s. No, this is from 1977. Who directed this one? Joseph Rubin. Yeah, so an amalgamation of a road movie, dark comedy, crime drama. So this one has a little bit of everything in it, but I've heard really good things about this one, so looking forward to checking it. I love me some road films. I love road films so much. And then this is one that I did watch for the show. This was Tyler's review last month, starring Keith Carradine and Shelley Duvall. Rest in peace, Shelley Duvall. Yeah, so if you've never seen these releases, it's what they're like side loaders. They got these big fucking releases, and they come like, which my thing actually came broken. One of the tabs was broken in it, but pretty crazy releases. Yeah, this one is it's like a readaptation of a story. I'm not gonna lie, this movie bored the shit out of me. It just focuses way too much on the relationships, I feel like, than the actual bank robbery aspect of the stories and stuff, which I feel like, because this one was adapted, I guess, in the late 40s, which I guess was just kind of a different adaptation and focused more on the bank robberies and stuff. But yeah, this is probably the most boring Robert Altman film I've ever seen to myself, and it's a really well-made film because it's Altman, who's done amazing films. But yeah, not for me. Didn't care for it. And then we picked up Go Fish, which I think is going to be JP's review, so I can't wait to see him or hear him talk about this one. So 1994, and I believe this is a... So it says an integral film of the 90s American indie boom and the staple of queer cinema for 3 decades. So yeah, this one, it doesn't really give you much on the premise of it, but yeah, so it's like a gay film, but yeah, it should be interesting. It does sound... Oh, shot in 60mm black and white, featuring cast largely of unprofessional actors. So this could be interesting. It doesn't really give you much on the premise of it, but it's like, yeah, anyways. But yeah, Go Fish. I guess we'll check that one out right there. And that's it for the Vinegar Syndrome stuff, the Cinematograph titles. And I got 2 box sets here. And first up, I never grabbed the DVD set of this. Don't know why. I think it's because it was really expensive. I was just waiting for it to go down, then it went out of print kind of thing. But they put it on Blu-ray, and that's the complete series of Pee-wee's Playhouse. Love this show. I've seen every episode multiple times. I absolutely fucking love this, man. When it was on Netflix, I would watch it all the fucking time. I think it might still be on there. Oh, my kid just hates it. It freaks him out. It literally freaks him out. He's like, you're watching, and he can't watch it. It scares him. It's so fucking funny, man. But yeah, Pee-wee's Playhouse complete series on Blu-ray. Had to pick it up. And from Arrow, last up here, we picked up the Nico Masarakis collection. The Nico Masarakis, which I absolutely love. But these are like different types of films for Nico. I know... Is there 2 films in here? Yeah, there is actually. So we got Time Traveler. And I know Mr. Parker just reviewed all these, my buddy. So we did that one. And then we got Sky High. So they put 2 films in each disc with reversible arts, and I don't really know much about these. I haven't seen any of these, and I've seen a lot of Nico Masarakis films before. He's a great director. So that's Ninja Academy, and by the sounds of his reviews, it doesn't really sound like he liked these too much. And then we got The Naked Truth. I don't think he said any of them were horrible, but... And then we got Terminal Exposure right there. And we got Glitch. So I don't know, it's like all of his other type of films, because he generally does horror films and like action films and stuff, and I think these are just kind of spread out like the rest of his films. But they obviously got the rights to like a ton of Nico Masarakis stuff, because you know, they released Island of Death years ago, and they released tons of his good stuff, man. So this is like kind of an offset Nico, but I'm looking forward to checking these out because I'm a big fan of his films. But yeah, anyways. And yeah, that's going to do it for the update, guys. I think I kept it under 45 minutes, which is crazy because I haven't had an update under an hour and something in a long time. But perfect timing because, oh, you hear that burp from my dog? She's a little old girl. She's really, really old. She's 17 and a half now, and she's still going. She's doing it. But anyways, guys, that's gonna do it for the update. So my next update will be very, very soon. So I'll do a Cinema Wasteland update with all the craziness that I buy from there. But you know, I got a few ideas of what I'm gonna pick up. So, but yeah, leave comments down below, and I will talk to you guys when I talk to you. And so my next video will be day 1 of 31 Days of Horror. So be on the lookout for that. And as usual, guys, check you guys later. Deuces.